Dear ladies and gentlemen, partners and friends, a friendly welcome to all of you. I'm very pleased that you are interested in sealing application, because sealing applications or sealing is one of the most important applications, maybe the most important one. It has a remarkable success story. As you know from the other presentations, we have a standardized agenda. We start with overview, then I talk about the challenges, afterwards I show you the ViscoTec solution, and last, to sum up, the summary. So all in all, you will get an overview about the application, but you will not get a detailed explanation of all things. For this, please come to us later to the booth. Before we start, you should know who is standing in front of you. My name is Robert Pulzer. I'm responsible in the business development aerospace. In this function, I get in touch with a lot of players in the aerospace market, mostly end customers, material suppliers, and machine integrators. My aim is to find problems and to find solutions or the potentials where we can use the ViscoTec knowledge and the ViscoTec dispensing systems. So, let us talk overview of the application. Sealing. What is sealing? How does sealing look like? Sealing is used almost everywhere. In the aircraft structure components or in a fuel tank. So the expert aircraft engineer will have a picture in his mind immediately. What is the aircraft structure? Where is the fuel tank? So, but I think it makes sense to show you a picture that you get a better understanding for this. So the fuel tank on the left side and the aircraft structure on the right side. There you see there are really many rivets which need a coating. This coating is called cap sealing. And there are many places, many connections where two materials are connected. And between this connection you have to bring sealing inside. So this is the place where you need sealing, but sealing materials, what is this? There are three material suppliers, 3M, PPG and Chemetall, who are very well known in this field. There are also some kind of materials. It's normally every project has a specification, and in this specification there stands, okay, you have to use this material or this material. But in a lot of applications, the MC780 is necessary. More than 50% of our inquiries are about MC780. So maybe you find also material which is in your company used. So once again, how does sealing look like? When you go out in the industry, take a look, then you see it that mostly made by hand. When you do this by hand, then you have a special process behind. First of all, the worker has to cover all the areas with an adhesive tape, like a painter has to do. Then the worker has to mix the material. Normally it's a two-component material, or not normally, every time it's a two-component material, and it's mostly made of a polysulfide basic. So that's by the way. He has to mix the material, had to put the cartridge inside his hand pistol, and then he has to apply the sealing, and he needs a really calm hand that the sealing looks like it should look like. Afterwards, sometimes there's a lot of rework necessary because there's no mistake allowed. So some years ago, we spent a lot of effort and development work in this application, and now we are able to do this process by machine. In the left upper corner you see the seal cap. Remember, in the aircraft structure are rivets, a lot of rivets, and every rivet must be covered by sealing. For this you need the cap sealing application. Every time you bring two materials together, you need the interface sealing, which is in the right upper corner. Below, the fillet sealing. Here, it seems like the like when you make when you're a welder and you make the welding seam, it looks pretty similar. And last but not least, my favorite, on the left side, the edge sealing. It's my favorite because we spent the most development work in this application, and the result is really, really amazing. So, when there are so many nice solutions, why does not everybody has a dispensing system by ViscoTec or a robot which is faster and better than a worker? And if you want to be active in aerospace industry, you need to take a look to all the challenges in this market. And there are two main reasons. The industry and the knowledge. We start with the industry. Remember, we are talking about the industry, the aerospace industry. We are not talking about the automotive industry, where improvements and implementations are really fast made as soon as the business case is there. In aerospace industry, there's a high level of safety, and it's easy. You cannot hold on the right side of the street like in a car. So another point is complex change management. Even you know that something is good for your business, to bring this through, it takes a really long time. And not at least, but another point, long contact term with suppliers. Of course, on the one hand, it's a guarantee for planning. On the other hand, when you have these long contact terms, changing something is difficult. And now last, no economic need. And on this point, I know this sentence looks really rude. In these times when COVID-19 is everywhere, no economic need. Let me explain. In times when there's a business case and you have black numbers, you make your money, there's not really the power to change something. But this changed the last years, and exactly this is our motivation to do something in this business, because the customer there have to look, how can I save money and how can I earn more money? So the other point, the other pillow is knowledge, and this is the point where we can, ViscoTec, have a benefit, because we know a lot of customers do not have the information what is possible. They don't have transfer knowledge what is possible in other industries. So we have industry. We are active in the automobile industry, e-mobility, farm industry, food. So a lot of different industries, and we are always selling the same. We are always selling knowledge and a very, very precise and high quality dispensing system. And last but not least, no capacity to make trials. When you want to implement something new, you need a kind of safety that this is really working. And for this, we have a laboratory, and we can test it out. So there are two questions. When you have a pure answer for these two questions, it makes sense to change something. First, on the industry side, do we need changes? Yes, when you need changes. Then the second question, do we know how to do? And if you have a clear answer, there is rethinking and dispensing useful. The dispensing system must be very, very precise. When you have a mixing ratio from 100 to 6.2, this is the mixing ratio from from a special material, then you have to be able on a very high level to dispense. Even the material is compressible. Integrability, when you have not only the dispensing system standing alone, when there's a robotic or XYZ system integrated, the dispensing head, the dispensing system, and the robotic has to, the function must be 100%. When the roboter is moving faster, the dispensing system has to adopt this speed immediately. And last but not least, nozzle development. ViscoTec has not done nozzle development every time. But when we take a look to the aerospace industry, we have seen that nozzles are very important, because with the nozzle you can make the geometry for the sealing. And then it's really okay. Really, yeah. Then it's the right way. You need to have the right nozzle. So, but in a nutshell, what is really important, every time fulfilling specification, and on this point, it's no problem if the specification is old and it's explained how to do it by hand. Because when we have such specification, we need to put development into our systems to bring it on a point. And the business case. Even you have even you are faster or have a higher quality, if there is no business case, it's really difficult. And during the last years, we had some projects, some very successful projects, and they are successful when you have both arguments. So the ViscoTec solution, my favorite slide, because this is the wrong wording. It's the wrong name. It's the customer solution made by ViscoTec. The art is to find the right solution for the customer. And we know that every customer, every inquiry, every case is unique. And because we know this, we have a kind of standardization, a kind of flight schedule, how we move through the project. And I want to tell you how we do this. No big deal, just a small story. When I get a call and the customer says, I have seen a video on the internet, I would like to have this copy-paste, please give me an offer. Okay, I can do this, I can give him the offer from the last project, there's no problem, but the problem is later, because it will not be the right solution, because every customer is unique. And that's why it's not inquiry and realization straight, it's always inquiry, then we make research and support. We have some questions because we know already what is important for this project, what is important for that project. And then it takes some days, sometimes some weeks. When we have this information, we can make, if necessary, a trial. We can make a trial in our laboratory with the customer, with his application, and we can find out if there are any hidden problems, or normally a milestone in the trials is to find out the first process parameter for the later realization. So in these trials, it's not, it takes some hours, maybe a week to make a trial, but when you find there the problems, in this early step of the project, you will never get this mistake later in the realization, and this is very important. And when we know everything, we can make a layout with you, with the machine integrator, and a layout which fits really to your problem and to your status quo, to your factory. And with that layout, we can go to the realization and not do it straight, inquiry, realization, and in 3 months we have a problem. As I said, every customer is unique, and there are a lot of different projects possible in the sealing world, but mostly we use the Vibro mix. The Vibro mix, you see it on the left side, the dispensing head developed especially for the aerospace industry, especially developed for the sealing materials, because there is, it's our stuff, it's not easy to dispense it, but with that mixing head, it's possible. And I said, no project is copy-paste, but there are 3 difficult kind of projects what's possible. So you see it on the right side, cartridge filling, fully automated, robotic, and collaborating robot. Cartridge filling is just an easy improvement if you just want to save money and to reduce material waste. Then the cartridge filling would be a nice solution for you. If you want to make a bigger step, you make the fully automated robot system. There's 100% automated, no worker or almost no worker has to do something. It's expensive, of course. It has the highest benefit, maybe. And last but not least, straight out of the laboratory, a new application, the collaborating robot. When a collaborating robot and a dispensing head works together, the result is really impressive. The next step in the presentation is the video. There are some videos for every solution. So let's go on. As I said, when you just want to change the way you deal with the material, this application would be nice. There, the worker is still applying the sealing by hand on the part. There, with this solution, you just buy the material in bigger pails and dispense it into the cartridges. And there you see the worker puts his individual cartridge under the system. He enters the individual amount of material he needs. And this is a very special point because it's not using always 180 milliliters and throw away the other not used material. There you just dispense the material you really need. If you want, you can take a look to the control to supervise if everything is working. And then, of course, when you are ready, take the cartridge, go to your working space and do on as you have done it the day before. Innovative sealant application with NAFTA-Seal MC780. As I said, this material is very well known and it's a very important one. It's a cooperation between ViscoTec and Chemetall. The Vibro mix with the control. The Vibro mix is a very nice product. It's really small and light. There you see it standing on a table. It's the same picture as in the first video of the cartridge filling. But you can also use cartridges for material supply. You don't need the pails. You can use whatever you want to use. It's really easy to change the material. It's also easy to clean if necessary. And if you know that this application is made by hand and it's really difficult. But take a look what is possible in our laboratory. The worker enters the parameters and just start the process. There you see the mixing and the static dynamic mixing tube. It's also a special development from ViscoTec. Important, it's pulsation free compared to other systems. As you've seen in the first video, you can take a look to the control. And then the smooth fitted sealing. And so the application is ready. Some results, yes, easy integration, full automated process lines, as I explained it before. Low material waste. And now we are on the sealing with cobot. So take a look.
In Project ESEC, the German Aerospace Center in Augsburg and Premium Aerotech investigated the automated application of sealant on edges of carbon fiber reinforced ribs with programmable dispenser provided by ViscoTec GmbH to support the highly skilled worker. The worker places the part and positions it arbitrarily within the working space. By measuring its geometrical characteristics with an integrated tool on the end effector and based on stored data, the system autonomously identifies the particular part and its position on the table. Now, loading the appropriate program, the robot starts applying the sealant on the less complex but far more numerous edges of the part. The application parameters take the geometry features of the edge into account. Meanwhile, the worker can take care of the more difficult spots manually. As a case study, Project ESEC showed high application rate with very good quality and high flexibility. The achieved results build an excellent basis for development of a co-working workspace for human and machine within the production line. With parallelization, a high application rate, flexible and safe human-robot co-working manufacturing station can be established.
To sum up, we have three solutions. On the left side, the cartridge filling. In the middle, the 100% automated robotic solution. And on the right side, the cobot solution. I really think that the cobot solution, I think the next few years we will have a lot of projects in this area. This topic is really fascinating for us, and that's why I want to show you the last slide, what you see and what we see. Everywhere we see dispensing solutions in the airplane. It's not possible to sit in the airplane without doing that. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions, please come to our booth, give us a call. So the contact details are there. And so I wish you please and stay here or on your laptop. And at least in these days of Corona, it's not easy to talk about business cases and innovation. The most important thing is that you stay healthy. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.